Hey everyone, Thyworm here, bringing you videos about ARPGs and indie games on the PC, and today we learned that the Trialmaster in Path of Exile won't be in the next league. Ultimatum is no more, at least for now. In a short post, Grinding Gear Games explained their reasoning and decision-making process, and I want to take some highlights and provide some background information and some thoughts of my own. Let's look at the statement. The devs of PoE state that the Ultimatum League mechanic won't be in the next expansion, 3.15. It will not be a core mechanic there, or going core as they say, but instead be shelved and maybe they revive it in the future. It's not that uncommon to see a league mechanic be brought back a few leagues later. Most notably, Harvest did this. It made its return this league after being absent for a few leagues. It wasn't necessarily a success, I would say, but that is another story. Point is, the devs aren't just mentioning that it may return someday just to keep people happy that like the league mechanic, they actually have a track record of executing on this as well. So what reasons do the devs give for not wanting Ultimatum in the next expansion? Reason 1. We would want to improve the combat of Ultimatum encounters so that the experience is less overwhelming and more tactical. While we do like things to be challenging, we currently feel that there are too many monsters spawning within the tight space of the circle and too many things going on at once. If you're being a little cynical and you apply this logic to other parts of the game, you could remove half of the game, if not more. Isn't Ritual just as hectic and overwhelming? Don't Harbingers fill up the entire screen with blue monsters? When you pop a harvest field, isn't it just chaos for 4 seconds? Escaping a heist, doing a breach, or clearing a node in Delve? In the end, PoE is about spawning a shitload of monsters on your ass and it's up to you to kill them before they kill you. I think an exception here is Betrayal, for example, which is actually tactical. Still, I can see how Ultimatum was even more hectic and chaotic than other league mechanics, even though they're essentially the same thing. The circle is very small, and with all these modifiers it was extremely hard to tell what was going on, and especially a mechanic like Ruin would just happen to you. You could never really see where it came from. All monsters were packed very closely together. There's no real way of telling what's going on. They're right about that. It's just that quite a few parts of PoE are dealing with this problem as well, and those are still in the game. Reason 2. We would also want to rebalance the rewards. The intent of Ultimatum's reward system was to make the Trialmaster's offers the main reward for the challenge. This currently isn't the case, with far too many items spawning at the end of the trial. For Ultimatum to return, we would want to shift the balance back so that the Trialmaster's offers are the main reward for doing the encounter, while also compensating for the item fountain being turned off. This is interesting. They basically want to remove the so-called loot fountain at the end, containing all the rewards from each round, plus for each monster you killed, and focus more on the rewards from the Trialmaster. There are of course a few issues with this in the current implementation, the main issue being that the Trialmaster spawn rate was 2% in red tier maps, meaning you could map for over 100 hours and never see this guy. This actually happened quite a bit. The spawn rate was abysmal. If they want the Ultimatum to be about the Trialmaster and the rewards, they need to figure out some deterministic way to spawn him, because with these percentages no one will even bother doing the mechanic, especially if the loot fountain is turned off. There's just no incentive at all. Another reason for not having the mechanic in is that at least now they don't have to deal with one of the broken rewards of the Trialmaster, the Hateforged gloves. These gloves single-handedly created a whole heap of foul builds that were completely broken. It was all very good fun, but Chris doesn't like OP builds. That's a bit of a shame, and if the whole mechanic would have gone core, there's a decent chance these gloves would have been nerfed. But now the whole mechanic is gone, meaning the loot is gone as well, which is one less unique to worry about. That is a small advantage from a balancing perspective at least. It is a shame those gloves are gone, however, because it was one of the few chase items in Path of Exile. They went for 1 mirror each at some point, I believe, because everyone wanted to play the broken Val builds. I think that's actually good for the game to have items like this, because only rich players can get this anyway, and it creates an incentive to keep grinding and farming until you can afford them, similarly to how I grinded for my Headhunter this league. It provides a clear purpose, rewards you with a fun and broken build, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's time for a short conclusion. In the end, I can see Ultimatum returning. I enjoyed the mechanic quite a bit actually. It wasn't as good as Ritual and it was too similar as well, but the risk-reward, the voice acting of the Trialmaster, the constant nagging and him getting actually upset when you did well in his trials, the amount of experience those monsters provided and the rewards both during the campaign and while mapping, all of those things were fun and well implemented. It was just another chaotic mechanic, where it was either killing the monsters before they kill you or you die. In a game that already has quite a lot of that, the ideas and complaints provided by GGG make sense. They gathered a heap of data as well, of course, from us playing the mechanic. I'm confident we haven't seen the last of the Trialmaster yet, and I hope he makes his return in a more deterministic, equally rewarding mechanic. Keep an eye out for more PoE news, because the new league is about to ramp up and the hype train has left the station already. The era of reveals and announcements has started, and in a few weeks we will be playing the new league. And that's it. If you have any questions or remarks, put them in the comments down below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and you want more like this, consider liking the video or even subscribing. And if you really like the video and you want to support the channel, you can grab a YouTube membership for $2, which gets you absolutely nothing, but shows your very much appreciated love and support. You can also check out my Nexus store, link in the card and description, where I'm selling a few of my favorite games. And if you buy those, I get a small cut. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. Love you all. See you soon. Bye bye.